going to start recording. At any time, folks, there's a wee raise hand function or chat in Zoom that you can ask a question or unmute yourself if you want to ask me something. Is that all right? Give me a wee thumbs up if you're all okay. Michael or Dogs in there. Okay, Thomas, you've got a hot shot. Okay, so we're going to start. One of the things that most people ask about is, let me see, is everyone, no, let me know if you can see what I'm seeing, this PowerPoint. Yeah, everyone see it okay? We thumbs up? Brilliant. So, we'll start this anyway. Apologies because this computer is a wee bit ancient and sometimes you would think it's running on coal, but we're looking at Cóirear na Naimsiri, or Cibhrear na Naimsiri is what you hear sometimes in Ulster Irish, and that is the word Cóirear or Cibhrear is what you might hear it said sometimes. It means syntax, okay? S-Y-N-T-A-X. Syntax basically is how sentences are structured, how words are put together, okay? Cóirear na Naimsiri, it's the syntax of tenses. It's a bit highfalutin. It doesn't need to be this way, but I think if you go further on down the line in your learning, you will hear a lot more of these terms, and I just want to hopefully show you what this is without scaring too many people off. So, when you're working with verbs in Irish, this set of verbs, or this verb that I'm going to show you, is in the past tense. The title there, Amser Chaiche Nimrihu Realte, is the past tense of regular verbs, all right? And what we use are, the participles that we use are in the brackets there, near, gur, agus nar, okay? Near is the negative statement form. Is the participle that you put in front of the verb when you want to ask a question. Gur is indirect speech, positive statements, and nar is negative indirect speech. Nar can also be used to ask a negative question, and everybody knows that the Irish, especially those of us in the north here, are very good at asking negative questions. Did you not do that yet? Okay, so the verb we'll look at here is tog. Tog is, it means to lift or to build. It can also mean to take, all right? The form that you see in front of you now is the infinitive form, okay? That form means to do something. Infinitive of something is to do it, okay? To lift, to build, to talk, to walk, whatever it might be. As you can see, it is a broad verb, okay? There's only one vowel in it and there's no mistake in here. The vowel in it is broad, O. What we do to put this infinitive form of the verb into the past tense is we aspirate it, okay? And how to aspirate a verb is by placing a H immediately after the beginning consonant, all right? The beginning consonant. Hog me. TH in Irish is not the same as your TH sound in English, okay? TH is almost like two H's together, okay? A hard H sound. Hog. Regular. Hog me a means I did lift it, or I lifted it. When you're writing or when you're speaking in English in the past tense, normally the way to identify that it is in the past tense is there's an ED at the end of the verb, okay? Our equivalent to that is the aspiration, the H, okay? So, hog me a. When you want to give a negative statement, we say, near hog me a. Near hog me a. I did not lift it, or I did not build it. Our question form. Hoog to A. Hoog to A. Did you lift it? Your answers can be hoog. Not all the time do you have to put in may. All right. Hoog to A. Did you lift it? Hoog, which means yes. Or near hoog, which means no. People always ask the question, how do you say yes and no in Irish? We say yes and no in Irish by using the verb that's in the question. Is everyone okay with that? You understand? Give me a wee thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. So did you lift it? Did you build it? Did you take it? Or hope tusashin? Did you take that? Hope. I did. Or yes. Near hope? No, I didn't. Sometimes when we're talking about others, you would say, or if you're putting in the indirect speech, you would use Dirch me, I said, Gur hoog me e. That I did lift it. Okay, that I did lift it. Gur, G-U-R, means that in English. Okay, I said that I did lift it. Okay, we use gur with positive statements, and we use nar with negative statements. Dirch me, nar hoog me e. I said that I did not lift it. Dirch me, nar hoog me e. So that's just one example, okay? In the past tense, you're going to come up against verbs that you won't be able to aspirate, okay? Some of them begin with a vowel, okay? Like this one, ol, o for the L, and that means to drink. In a Middle Irish, okay, if you're thinking what we're learning and what we're speaking nowadays is considered modern Irish, all right? Before that, the equivalent of modern Irish would probably be anything from, I suppose, the famine up until now. Before that, you had Middle Irish, which was about, I suppose, the end of the 18th century down towards 13, 14 hundreds, okay? And what they used to do was they had three participles, one for a question, so ol to. Then for the positive statement, they used da, and this is where we get our D apostrophe from, okay? Da ol me, dole me. Our modern way of saying it is dole. Dole me I did drink it, or I drank it. Near ol me I did not drink it. Ol to a. Did you drink it? Your answers would be dole or near ol. One thing that you need to remember, and you could take a wee note, put a wee asterisk beside this, D apostrophe will only appear in a positive statement, okay? It will only appear in a positive statement. So you will never say dole to, you will never say near dole me, okay? You will only say dole me a. All right? Everyone okay? Wee thumbs up if we're still but good stuff. So dole me a, I did drink it. Near ol me a, I did not drink it. We mentioned earlier, for saying yes and no in Irish, we just use the verb that's in the question. So the verb in the question is ol. Ol to a, your yes would be dole, or your no would be near ol. Dirch me, gur ol me a. So I said that I did drink it. I said that I did drink it. Now this is a positive statement, okay? But because we're using gur, the D apostrophe is lost, okay? It's taken out. It's a positive indirect statement, okay? So take a wee note for that. In positive indirect statements, the D apostrophe is taken out. Is that okay? So dúirt mé gur ól mé agus dúirt mé nár ól mé I said that I did not drink it. Calculor? Everyone still with us? Doing okay? Come on. Okay. So, dúirt mé nár ól mé I said that I did not drink it. Okay. Some other verbs in Irish we will meet, and you're in a bit of a dilemma because you're always told when the letter F is aspirated, it becomes silent. F, H together in Irish has no sound whatsoever. So if you think of the rules that you have for the past tense, first you find your verb, and that's our verb there, fag, which means to leave. Secondly, you aspirate the verb. When you aspirate F, you're left with no sound, okay? So fag, when aspirated, becomes ag, almost like it sounds like it begins with a vowel. And that's how you treat it. You treat it as if it begins with a vowel. So we use the D apostrophe in front of it. So F A fada G becomes D apostrophe F H A fada G. Dag me. There's no call to be saying or sounding out the F there. Okay? Dag me. Dag me means I left or I did leave. Something that has already happened. We are still using the near participles, okay? And near, and positive statements in the past tense will all aspirate. Every single statement, question in the past tense will aspirate the verb, okay? That's it. The past tense is the easiest to learn because it has the least amount of changes and the change is always the same. You aspirate, okay? The dag me, I did leave or I left. Near ag me, I didn't leave. There's your question. Ag to. Ag to. Dag or near ag. So ag to, did you leave? And leave in Irish, it's the same as we use the word in English. So you could say, did you leave the house at 8 o'clock? Did you leave money out for the milkman? You know, it's the same thing. Okay? We use the same verb. So ag to in chat or hock the club. Did you leave the house at 8 o'clock? You can simply answer with dag, which is your yes form for this question. We mentioned there a couple of times already. To say yes or no in Irish, we use the verb that's in the question. So you've got fag or ag to, dag, which is positive, yes, I did leave, or near ag, I did not leave. Again, we mentioned that in positive indirect statements, we put in gur and we lose the D apostrophe. So instead of dag me, I did leave, dúirt me gur ag me. I said that I did leave. Dúirt me gur ag me. Okay? Everyone okay? The negative form of that is dúirt me nár ag me. Okay? Dúirt me nár ag me. I said that I did not leave. Calculor? I said that I did not leave. Now, before we move on to the present tense, I want to show you another presentation. Okay? Now, this has been sent to you as well. It is in Irish. the reason I put it in Irish is I want you to get used to looking up words in your dictionary or on your phone. It's very easy now to do it. You can download the English-Irish dictionary and the Irish-English dictionaries onto your phone or onto your tablet, or even look them up on the computer nowadays by going on to Changlan. Okay, and I'll type that up actually now. If you do a Google search for this, Changlan, if you do a Google search for that, you will bring up the English-Irish dictionaries and the Irish-English dictionaries. It's a great resource because what you can do is you can click on a word and it will give you options for someone to, or the soundbite of it being said either in any of the dialects. So what you'll be looking for is the Ulster Irish dialect, okay? So Changlan. What I want you to consider is Amsher Khaicha. If you were to type something like that in to the dictionary, you might get Amsher, all right? And it'll throw up probably the word weather. It's a word that has kind of evolved into meaning weather, okay? But the original form of Amsher was the spending of time, how time goes by, okay? Amsher Kaicha. Kaicha means something that is past, something that is spent, time spent or time past. And these words here, Breakra is the Irish for verbs, and Realta means regular. So this is the past tense of regular verbs. Okay? Let's see if we can explain this. Now, I might have to minimize some people. Bring it down here. Is that okay? Everybody still see what I'm doing? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So, Anamtra Khaicha Kurha Lahar. So this is the past tense presented. So, Libriher Realta Ahur Anamtra Khaicha, to put a regular verb into the past tense. Rowney into Briher. You choose your verb. Marhabla, for example, brish. Brish means to break. Shavian to and Brihershin. You aspirate that verb. So if you can see there, we put a H in immediately after the beginning consonant. So it becomes BHRIS. Agus current to foranium lesh. And you add a pronoun. Now you could add a proper noun like Killian. So Vrish Killian and Doris. Killian broke the door. Vrish May, I broke or I did break. And it could be May, to, she, mudge, shiv, shade. Any of those pronouns, or for anium nacha. Okay? I'll read it slow here. Okay. There are your forms. So in all of the forms, you will aspirate. And Urim Keshchak, Vrishtu, is your question participle, and you aspirate. And Furim Jevnyak, or the affirmative positive form, Vrish May, and Urim Yultak, your negative form, Near, Vrish May, and Plain Ancient is the Irish for indirect speech, Gur and Nar, followed by Vrish May. So Gur is positive, Nar is negative. Everyone okay with that? We had this one, so I don't think we need to spend much time going through those two slides, okay? Because we have went through Dole and we have went through Dan. Now, I want to show everyone a little piece in past tense. So, I'm sure you've all seen the book that this is out of, okay? It is from Art Hughes's book, An Gaelic Ola Gola, or Irish from Day to Day. Okay, so what I want to do is go through this little passage in the past tense, and hopefully you'll be able to see some of the irregular verbs. Okay, we concentrated in the first part there on regular verbs. Here we're going to see some irregular verbs. So hopefully if I can move this over, it won't let me, don't worry. I think no, it's not going to let me. Okay, so it won't let me move it over. But we start off. Má chéad ihe ag rang Gaeilge. Má chéad ihe ag rang Gaeilge. My first night at an Irish class. This little bit here, Dolam me couple of ruds sarang. Dolam. Anyone able to recognize what has happened there? The word folam, or the verb folam, means to learn. And what happens is it has been aspirated. The FH is silent, so you precede it with a D apostrophe. Dolam me. Dolam me, couple of rud sarang. I learned a couple of things in the class. Is that good word? Right. So very quickly. Bhí me a mui ag siúl lá a bhain. Bhí me, I was. A mui ag siúl, out walking lá a bhain one day. Bhí me a mui ag siúl lá a bhain. I was out walking one day. Thula me daoine ag caint. Thula me daoine ag caint. I heard people talking. Bhí siad ag caint in Gaeilge. Bhí siad ag caint in Gaeilge. They were talking in Irish. Okay? Ba waithlam Gaeilge a bheith agam hain. Ba waithlam Gaeilge a bheith agam hain. I would like to have Irish myself. Okay? Or I would like to speak Irish myself. If someone was to say, and will Gaeilge agad, do you have Irish? They're literally asking, do you speak Irish? So, tá Gaeilge agam, I have Irish, or I speak Irish. But while I'm Gaeilge bheith agam hain, I would like to be able to speak Irish myself. Arsa mishalam hain, I said to myself. Hennig me a walla, I came home, agus jich me mo yinyer. Jich me mo yinyer. I ate my dinner, or I did eat my dinner. When me salt as, I enjoyed it. Chur mo hara scart ruhan orm. Chur mo hara scart ruhan orm. Literally, it means my friend put a phone call on me. My friend rang me, or my friend phoned me. Okay? Scart ruhan is a phone call. Chur mo hara, my friend put Scart ruhan orm, a call on me. A chein shisha. Sean, she said. Wife leat gul go rang Gaeilge nacht. Wife leat gul go rang Gaeilge nacht. Would you like to go to an Irish class tonight? This DHUL, folks, we would normally say it as DUL, or while at dull, go rang Gaeilge nacht. These passages are very much written in Donegal Irish, and to be honest, it's probably the nicest sounding of Irish dialects, and I would encourage you all to learn Ulster Irish, okay? Or while at Gull, go rang Gaeilge nacht. Would you like to go to an Irish class tonight? Remember what we talked about earlier? Your answer just needs to use the verb. But why? That's the equivalent of yes to this question. But why a Sheila? Yes, Sheila. Arsanisha. I said. Hui much a mak and ihishin. We went out that night. Hossie and rang a shacht. The class began at 7. Dolan me couple of rud sarang. I learned a couple of things in the class. Sa means in the. So sarang, in the class. Ke husa, karabasu, kje maratatu, gomai. Slan, slango foil. Ihawai. Gomaleshgal, ni higginshin. Abershin a rish le de hull. Gurumai uget. A more ort. Chiefy mehu, chiefy kinche. Okay, so those are all the things that he learned that Sean learned in the class. So Kehasa, who are you? Karabas, who? Where are you from? Kije Maratatu, how are you? Gomai, good or well. Slan, goodbye. Slangofoil, goodbye for now. Ihawai, good night. Gomaleshkil, excuse me. Ni Higginshin, I don't understand that. Abershin a rish lidahal. Say that again, please. Guramayagit, thank you. Amor ort, good luck to you. Chiefy mehu, I'll see you. Chiefy kinche, you will indeed. Okay? When may salt asanrai. I enjoyed the class. When may salt asanrai. Ni higlam fanat Fijian Headline Ella. I can't wait until the next class. Okay? Ni higlam, I cannot. Fanat, wait. Ni higlam fanat, I cannot wait. Fijian Headline Ella until the first other class is literally what that means. First other, so the next class. Fijian Headline Ella. Ismailam and Ghaelige. Ismailam and Ghaelige. I like the Irish language. Is China Intach E. Agus ta muncher moi agam. It's a wonderful language. And I have a good teacher. Ta muncher moi agam. Okay? So those little questions there, if any of you have the book, it's a very, very good resource. They do come with a couple of CDs, okay? 2 CDs. There are 70 stories in this little book, going from the very simple at the beginning of the book right up until quite advanced language. And the 2 CDs cover the stories, as well as down here at the bottom of each story, you have Shanakal and Lay, which is the proverb of the day. Okay? And this little proverb is far Nyart de Vagan, no Tada de Warren. Is far Nyart de Vagan, na Tada de Warren. Better to have plenty of a little thing than a lot. No, come on, let's go. It is better to have plenty of a little than nothing of a lot. Okay? So I think what he's trying to say there is it's good to have a little Irish than to have absolutely none at all. Mighty Lord. So that was a little passage in the past tense. We have about just under 10 minutes left. Before I move on to the next thing, I want to give people a chance to maybe come in if you have any questions about anything. If you have any questions, just unmute yourself and you can ask me. Margaret, do you have a question? Now, unmute yourself there, Margaret. I can't. Go ahead.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
I can indeed.
Killian, I just wanted to ask, in the past tense, is it are, the question, the question is are, and the present tense it's an. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the past tense is it always gur and nar?
Yes, that's right.
And the past tense, and it's go and na in the present tense.
That's correct. No,
that's okay. Just want to double check that.
No bother.
And Killian, I'm gonna have to leave about 5 minutes.
No, that's dead on.
Okay.
One thing I will say is when you're talking in the past tense, there are 6 of the irregular verbs that use go and knock, but we'll look at that a wee bit down the line. Okay. I'm going to show you something now in the present tense. Hopefully now this will show you a wee bit about how present tense verbs are formed. All right. So let's have a wee look if I can get this opened again and reduce everybody down. So, I'm sure Lifehack, I think I made this about 20 years ago. Thought it was the bee's knees because nobody in schools nobody whenever I started teaching of the older crowd of teachers wanted or they didn't want to get involved in using computers. So I was kind of asked, how do you do this? How do you do that? So you might see a few very fancy things like that there happening in the presentation. And I'm sure Lifehack, okay? And I'm sure Lifehack means the present tense. In Irish, whenever you're taking a verb in the present tense like that there, cur, what you have to do is you have to decide whether it falls into one of 2 groups. The first group is known as the first conjugation, okay? And the first conjugation of verbs, they're verbs that have only 1 syllable. It's quite easy here, okay? This one here is cur. What you then do is you decide, okay, is this verb broad or slender? Well, your broad and slender vowels, let's see if I can, let's delete this. Everyone knows the broad and slender vowels, yeah. So A, O, and U, those are your broad, and slender are E and I. Okay, so broad vowels are A, O, and U. Slender are E and I. So what we do is you decide whether a verb is broad or slender in Irish by going from the end of the word backwards, and the first vowel that you meet determines whether that verb is broad or slender. So if we go from the end of the verb backwards, starting at R, the first letter or the first vowel that you meet is I. So that's one of the slender vowels, and that means we have to add a slender verb ending. In the present tense, you have 2 sounds. Literally, think of it this way. Your 2 sounds are im for yourself and in for everyone else. So what you do is you add in im, and that means that is currim, I do put, okay, or I do send. Cur is a verb that means to put, to send, or to bury. Now, if you wanted to say I do not put or I do not send, we use me, but we also need to make a change in the verb. Now that it's in the negative, you need to aspirate it, okay? So it now becomes ni churrim, okay? Ni churrim, I do not put or I do not send. Everyone okay with that? Another example of cur is for other people. Im is for yourself, but for everyone else, the sound is in. In this case, E-A-N-N. Curran to, curran she, ni curran she. So if we want to say he puts or she puts, we put curran down first, followed by she or she. And that will mean he does put or she does put. The negative is formed the same way. Your negative participle in the present tense is me, and you aspirate. Is that okay, everybody? Are you are? And those are your for and your nachna, your pronouns. Are you are? I know this might be a lot at all in one go, but it hopefully, I'm recording this anyway and I'll make it available to you. You can watch it a couple of times and hopefully see what I mean. Here's another example. Tog becomes togum. I do lift or I do build. Ni hogum. I do not lift or I do not build. When you're talking about others, this is broad. So the broad ending is ANN. Did everyone get that? And you would say Ni Hogan too, Ni Hogan she. Now, if I want to ask a question in Irish, in the present tense, your question participle is an, as you asked there, Margaret, but we need to make sure that we make the appropriate change on the verb. And in this case, you don't aspirate. You do something else, which is called you eclipse, okay? And a G, the small letter G, will eclipse the C. And eclipses will never be in capital letter form. Is that okay? So, an gurrin tu, an gurrin she, mud shiv sheed. Here are some of the examples. Cur means to put, send, or bury. Bwin means to take, okay, to extract something. Bwin sultas, extract or take enjoyment out of something. Tog is to lift or to build. Fag is to leave. Fan is to stay or wait. Brish is to break. Scoob means to brush. Reich means to run, and screeve means to write. We're just coming to the end of our time, folks, but that's what you would use to, that's how you would put those verbs in the first person when you're saying, I do something, okay? We will pick this up again. I'm just seeing that the time is coming up to 40 minutes. If you have any questions, I don't know if you have time to ask me now, but if you have any questions about what we did, just email them through to me. And in case we get cut off here,